Alright, welcome back. Oh, just welcome to the channel. So you have read it from the title that this is Overwatch versus Valorant. Uh, there's been lots of debate of which game is better. Today in this video, we'll find out. Again, this is all preferential. If you do prefer one game over the other, that's your opinion. It, this is just for content. Anyways, let's get into the video. So to start, we're just gonna start with like game length, because I find that very important. And again, so Valorant game length lasts around to like fit 40 minutes ish of what I've experienced, and Overwatch's game length has lasted like 15 to 20 minutes. So Overwatch does have like a more decent time length than Valorant does, because Valorant can actually last for over an hour. But and then like for Overwatch comp, they can last up to also 40 minutes. So if you're playing like Overwatch quick play, that's pretty good because they usually last 20 to 15 minutes, and that's like no more video games, just like any other video game like uh Fortnite, Apex, Fall Guys. They all last like 15 to 20 minutes. Like good timing. Everyone's happy. Next we're gonna move on to like updates. I don't actually know much about updates, to be honest. I know that in Overwatch they update at the start of the season, at the mid of the season, and at the end of the season. For Valorant, I'm not actually fully sure. I know they update their game like at the start of each season. Other than that, I don't truly know. So, and then we're just gonna move on. Um, so this is big. This is a big thing to determine of which game is bigger and better. And so, Valorant is on PC only. So if you're on Xbox or PlayStation or Switch, you can't play Valorant, which means it's only on PC. So that means the creators probably thought, oh, we're only on PC, so we don't have any PC players who play controller, because might as well just get a console. So Valorant only has PC, like only has controller. I'm I can't talk. Valorant only has keyboard and mouse players. That's the only thing you can also play it on, is keyboard and mouse. Even though Valorant is actually coming to Xbox, so maybe into sometime in the future, it may be controller available. Other than that, Valorant only keyboard and mouse, which actually Overwatch has the advantage over now, because Overwatch you can play it on any device, controller or keyboard and mouse, because Overwatch is cross-platform. You can play on Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. It's very open, other than like comp, where you can play with a controller if you're on PC, or keyboard and mouse if you're on console, but you can't play cross-platform on for Overwatch comp. Understand that? So that's where Overwatch kind of comes into like more popular, because uh the popularity all depends on how many people can actually play the game. Because the more people who play a game, the more popular it's gonna get, and the more popular it's gonna get, like your friends are probably gonna say, "Hey, check this game out," so they check it out. That comes to people actually playing the game, which if you do a quick Google search from when I'm recording this video to when you're watching this video, most likely, Overwatch has, in the last 30 days, 24 million people playing. Uh, in Valorant, in the last 30 days, only had 18 million people. That's pretty good, according to Overwatch being cross-platform. That's pretty good. Pretty close numbers, too. That you suspect Overwatch to be way up higher, but no, Valorant does have the numbers to keep on track. So that's where Valorant kind of actually popularity does kind of slightly affect its game because it's not cross-platform. So this is a big topic also, is toxicity. This also determines if a game's good or bad. I'm gonna say right now. Uh, no one wants to play a game with super toxic. Uh, Most people leave Fortnite now because it's just super toxic, and if you shoot somebody, they go up to max height. But we're not talking about Fortnite. We're talking about Valorant and Overwatch. And I'd say, like, in my experience of Overwatch, I've had no toxic teammates except for like when they don't do what they're like. You have your ult. It's a game-changing ult. You don't do it. We lose the game. The enemy team does occasionally teabag you, and like if like you guys are fighting now in chat, yeah, it's gonna get rough. But in Valorant, uh, in my experience with Valorant, sometimes you do have the older people who just start yelling at you, who like you can't do anything. They're gonna call you out because you're bad. Sometimes they won't, but I'd say in Overwatch, slightly has the better, less toxicity. So that's just what I've experienced. So, uh, next we're actually gonna do item shop. This is a big part. Every single game has an item shop. The Overwatch item shop I find is way overpriced. If they just lower down the cost, even with this season 3, then they still have to lower down the cost. If they lower down the cost, item shop would be good. Bring back loot boxes, even better. Balance item shop. So in Valorant item shop, you actually buy skin wraps. I don't see the point of buying a skin wrap. To be honest, like I do like the idea of a skin wrap and its own animation when you kill someone. I find that really cool. But I'm not paying $20 for it. Like seriously, not worth it. That goes for the Battle Pass too. Overwatch's Battle Pass has he actually got like controversy over it being paid to win. So even though it's not, just play the game and you'll be fine. Valorant, I'm probably not gonna buy the Valorant Battle Pass anytime soon, just because mostly in there it's just skin wraps. It's a good deal, sure, but like I'm not a big skin wrap guy. I do like the idea though. Um, well, it says there. So characters, this is a good one. So characters, everyone probably knows like Overwatch characters. They've been around since 2016. Everyone knows who Tracer is most likely. If I show you a picture of Tracer, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, that's Tracer. But some people might not know what game Tracer's from, or like this character's from. But if I showed you a picture of Jet, you're instantly gonna know that's most likely Valorant. But I'd say, to be honest, Overwatch has more of the like. I want to say, for the horny people, kind of. Then, if you get horny, just I'm gonna be honest here. Just go in Overwatch if you get horny. I'm gonna say that right now. But Overwatch with the characters has a better story with them than Valorant does, because if you go on YouTube and search up, I don't know, Overwatch cinematic, there's gonna be a bunch of these different characters with their own little 5-minute shorts. They're pretty good shorts, and I do think it's TV show worthy. As Valorant doesn't actually have that with their characters. They do have like a season trailer with the characters, but Overwatch does it better than almost anyone else, I think, to be honest. They just have the god tier storyline that's just better. Of course, their game doesn't actually like base off of their storyline. It's their storyline's just there. So, so this is also a big one to make or break a game. Uh, do you need experience? Overwatch, you need no experience for it. Probably like a good example is Diva. I'll show a picture of her right now. You just hold down the left trigger if you play on controller, or just like the right left mouse button or whatever it is. And you just spray and pray. Literally, you just hold that down, block forwards, you're set to go. It takes no skill whatsoever. As Valorant, you actually have to be precise with your aiming and track, like aim tracking and positioning. As this is the same then with some Overwatch characters. I'm not saying all Overwatch characters take no skill, but like Overwatch characters use their abilities more. Each Overwatch character has different abilities, and depending on their abilities is the difficulty of the character. With like more skillful abilities, they're gonna be harder to use. But that's not the same as Valorant, as Valorant's primary is a gun. So it kind of depends on which character, but just overall, I'd say Valorant takes a bit more skill, depending like on the then. There's gonna be lots of controversy about that in chat. But just face it, Valorant probably does take a bit more skill, as you do have your primary with tracking, aiming, plus your character's abilities. So, Overwatch has just more ability than if you're good with that character's abilities, you're set to go. Okay, now we're gonna get into the better part. I asked multiple people of what game they think is better and why. So we're going to actually take a deep look into that now. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching. Again, this is all preferential. If you do prefer one game over the other, good for you. I'm not saying you should like this game, but that is Overwatch versus Valorant.